Hello, welcome to Moneytudes series. This is another inspiring, exciting, transforming edition of Moneytude, or what we call money attitudes, whether they are positive or they are negative attitudes. And we started by exploring the mistakes or the errors of the prodigal son. We have started from the errors directly and we've entered into the challenge of the father of the prodigal son, or you can call it the errors of the father. All right. Now, today we are going to be looking at another error of the prodigal son, one major factor that the prodigal son lacked in his life, despite having had a lot of money. He lacked one major factor. So we are going to be looking at it right now, not just as a challenge, but we're going to be looking at it holistically. What was this major factor that the prodigal son lacked? One major factor is vision. So today we are going into VISIONOMICS, the dynamics, the intrigues of vision. What vision is all about. All the tales about vision. All right, we understand that a lot of people have written a lot about vision. So many people have given so many tales about vision. All right, and then people also have been coached, groomed, and people will always say you must have a vision, you must have a vision, and all the rest of them. So when we say vision in this context, what are we talking about? We are not talking about the dream that happens in between the time of sleep and when you are partly awake, or what maybe young people will say their own kind of dream. All right. So what is vision? Vision is an extraordinary rendition of ideas with patterns, concepts, projects, profitable activities, and smart actions for a selected people beyond a generation, space, and time, with regulations and benefits. I repeat, vision is an extraordinary rendition of ideas with patterns, concepts, projects, profitable activities, and smart actions. All right, the profitable activities, smart actions for a selected people beyond a generation. So vision is always targeted towards the people and is beyond your generation. All right, so even though you are going to be coming up with your vision, you have to make sure that this vision captures holistically these important qualities. All right, beyond a generation, space and time, with regulations and benefits. So vision must not be chaotic, it must be well regulated. All right, so why we started from ideas is because every vision is birthed from ideas. The point of idea is the point of discovering that this vision, this is something that can be done. That's the point of idea, is discovering that this is a problem that can be solved. This is how this challenge can be met in a better way. So the is coming from idea. Idea is the beginning of the vision. So that idea, understand that vision progresses from ideas to skills. So once you have gotten the idea on how something can function, then you start developing skills around the idea. All right, you start developing skills around the idea, you start building yourself into what that vision should look like, getting the wherewithal, the right knowledge, the right experience, the right understanding about that vision, those ideas. All right, you can have an idea to bring technological progress to the world, and maybe some introducing some special gadgets. At the end of that, you need to also go to be trained on how such ideas can become a profitable venture, which is the next stage. From the ideas, you get the skill. From the skill, you now embark on the projects that surrounds the birthing of that idea into a profitable venture. Now, these projects will include setting studies. It will include plans. It will include licenses. It could include consultations. It could include your network. It could include the kind of people you need to bring into the team in order to form the business profitable aspect of the vision. All right. So at the stage of project is when you are putting those things together. You are getting to know the kind of people that you can bring into the team, into the vision, because vision actually distinguishes people. All right. The reason why some of you cannot move with some kind of persons is because of your vision. All right. The reason why some of you got separated from some kind of persons is because of your vision. So vision distinguishes people. So it's the vision now that you have had, the idea you've had, that you are building skill around, that will now begin to push you towards a kind of people. So you are building network. You are now considering those that you will partner with, those that will be at the board of directors of your company. At this stage of projects, that you are putting all these facts together. You are putting up a business plan. You are putting up a feasibility study that helps you to understudy what and what you need to do in order to make this thing succeed. How you can kickstart the project. That's a feasibility study. So you are putting up the feasibility study from that particular point in time. All right. So feasibility study is also part of your vision. You are putting up an executive summary. In summary, that's which you can also present to people. There are contents of the vision that must not be presented to everybody at the point where the vision have not actually kickstarted. So at this point, you are putting up all these things. That is the point of the project. You are monitoring to know the kind of land, if it's an agricultural based project, or the kind of office space, the kind of building, or whatsoever. You are considering all these factors. All right. You are going into registration because you have considered the kind of people that you need to partner with. All right. Now understand this, that at this point of working on the project, you will actually come in contact with some challenges. Yes, because this vision might be too big and too heavy that you might not have the capacity to fund it. So that is where, or you might not have the capacity to fund some caliber of persons that will be part of the vision. So this is where you now bring some quality persons that you might not have the capacity to drive, to make them part of the vision, so that they can have certain benefits that ordinarily they would not have been able to have if they are running any other project or outside the vision. All right. So at that stage, that's where you start putting those facts together. The stage of project, that's where you start negotiating the quality of persons, what's their duties, what's their roles, what their assignments are going to be. All right. That is also the stage where you know what you have and know what you need. All right. Because there are some things you have, as far as the vision is concerned, which might not drive the vision into manifestation, but at least you have those things. So if I don't have enough, I need to bring in people who also can contribute to what I have, partner with me so that I can drive. The target at this stage is the vision and your control over the business. That is the target. Other people can have shares as far as their involvement is concerned, as far as their contribution is concerned. All right. But you must concentrate, because if you want to pursue everything on yourself, your own way, your own style, and then you might take longer time before you kickstart this vision. But if you bring the right persons into this vision, into this project, it might take shorter time, because everybody brings in their wisdom, they bring in their experience, they bring in their connection, they bring in their contacts. But you must have a good lawyer that can be able to draft the terms and conditions and the shares, the limits of shares, that gives you control of the business over every other person. And then a good lawyer also that drafts the benefits that will be accruable to these parties. So all these things also go in the planning stage, in this project stage. It's after this project stage that you now enter the business profit venture stage, which is the company or ministry. All right, that is where the working of the vision begins. All right, now I want you to understand that most people will say, I did not go through all this before I started and I'm doing well today. That's fine. All right, but I want to assure you that there are certain challenges you went through because you did not have proper planning. You are different from the person who has really done a lot of critical thinking, analysis, planning, project analysis, planning, and before execution. You are absolutely different from that kind of person. All right, and then so many other milestones that person has been able to handle, you might not have been able to get up to that stage. So there are things you do when you are planning that you cannot take away. It builds your experience, it builds your capacity, it makes you to be vast as the person who has the vision. You are defending this project, the technological aspect, you are defending it in the marketing aspect, you are defending it in production aspect, you are defending it virtually all, as even the legal aspect. That is the container, that is the capacity that the vision has made you to have. From understanding, from building, from preparing, from getting partners, you have been exposed into so many areas of that vision. That is what a CEO is supposed to be. That's what the CEO is supposed to have, at least good knowledge on almost every aspect of his vision. You must not be that professional, but you must have good knowledge. If they are asking you about the legal implication of what you are doing, you must have good knowledge of it. If they are asking you about the marketing strategy you are adopting, you have to. If I'm adopting a network marketing strategy for my vision, I have to at least have good knowledge of it to an extent. I'm not the person who is controlling, I'm not the person who is regulating, but I have that responsibility to be vast in understanding so many things, including production, including cultivation, including exports, including importation, including handling new construction sites, including so many other things, quantity surveying and all, evaluation of, including tests and all the rest of them. So much knowledge is not, I'm not saying that you must have efficient knowledge of everything, but you are supposed to have good knowledge about all these things, just little here and there, that makes you to be well abreast, so as not to be easily pushed, swayed, or something. All right, so when you stand to talk as the owner of the vision, you are talking with command, you are talking with authority. All right, that is the aspect. So if you are planning the vision, there's going to be a progression from ideas into skills, and from skills then to and from project to profitable business activities, which could mean company or organization or ministry. Then you enter into what we call smart actions that must be people friendly. These are administrative actions, your marketing actions, smart actions, generally holistically, that must be people friendly and network based. Smart actions that command great network of personalities, great network of people with experiences and ideas. Smart action that is network based, relative, and dynamic. It's not something that is so outdated and awkward from what the trend of when you are beginning is talking about. All right, from one given generation to the other. All right, if you read the book of Acts chapter 26 verse 19, Paul said, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision. He was not disobedient to the heavenly vision. Now that means Paul saw a vision and then he was not disobedient to it. What does that mean? That does not mean that he saw the vision and he started pursuing it. No. According to the Bible, Paul went to spend 14 years training and preparing for the ministry. So that means Paul had the heavenly vision, which is the extraordinary rendition of ideas, concepts, revelation, whatever it is. From there, he went for training on the skills that surrounds the vision. He went for training and it took time to be trained before there was now the project aspect and then the ministry aspect, the profitable aspect of the idea that has been translated into that has acquired skill and has been translated into project. Then there's a profitable aspect. So we have that as part of it. All right, so it's important that you know that Paul went through all these stages before the ministry became what it finally is. So it is important. It's important you go for training, and training is unending. From time to time, the owner of Honda will always go back to be trained on one particular aspect that is having challenge as far as the automobile industry is concerned. And when he's done with that training, he doesn't wait for a certificate. He goes back and he keeps working. He just wants to go back to the training and goes back to his workshop. All right, so in vision, training is constant, training is continuous, training is unending. You don't stop learning, you don't stop going to school, or you don't stop getting some trainings as far as the vision is concerned. I'm not saying going to school for wide knowledge or anything. You want to study the whole world. At the end of the day, you have nothing. So training in line with the vision, that makes you exceptional. It makes you to stand out. All right. Okay, so I understand that skill does not imply the business, nor does the project at the skill stage. Skill does not imply that you have started business. Most people, after they go for the skill, once they've acquired the skill, they just go to one shop and they start. That does not give you any guarantee of success as far as business is concerned. In fact, you might go there to display exceptional skill but no result. Hello, welcome to Moneytudes series.